Now we're going to talk about another interesting thing that happened in the city today, a protest at the Energy Newfoundland conference. Some of the wind hydrogen protesters, part of the Environmental Transparency Committee, were up expressing their frustrations with the projects that are happening in the province. I think we have Marilyn and Nadine with us. Do we, Claudette?
Yes, you do.
Oh, there you go. All right. Well, hello, Marilyn. Hello, Nadine. To make it easy, I'll just go one at a time, and I'll call out the names till I recognize the voices. How's that? Sound good?
No problem.
All right. Marilyn, why don't you tell us how many people you had today and what you were hoping to achieve?
We had about 30 people, keeping in mind, of course, that it was raining, and we actually a bout of lightning and thunder at one point. So what we were there to achieve was to let Bernard Davis, the minister, know that we are not happy with his decision to release the World Energy GH2 project from environmental assessment. I'll tell you the reason why. The first EIS, the department found it deficient in information, and they went back to World Energy and said, this is deficient. We need an amendment to it. So the company provided an amendment, and the amendment, in our view, was worse and lacked data as well and studies. Compared to the EIS, we thought it was worse. So I think the third time around, they probably got frustrated and said, let's just green light this, give them 60 conditions that were posted in the Newfoundland Gazette. So the issue we have is, the company didn't comply the first time around. They didn't comply with the request the second time around. And so the minister decided to green light it with all these conditions. So we have no faith in the process. So, our group is made up of 24 individuals from across the Port-au-Port Peninsula, and it's comprised of local service district community leaders, and it's educators, veterans, health professionals, fishers, Indigenous people, and area volunteers. And we're just really worried about this large-scale project that, they want to put 1 kilometer away from our homes.
And we have had some of your peers on talking about that as well, and they've expressed some similar frustrations. Nadine, what was the reaction you were getting from people who were at the conference? I mean, were you able to move any opinion, or were you less concerned about that, and rather, as Marilyn has talked about, having a broader audience hear your story?
Well, we thank, the press coming down today. That was foremost, because on the West Coast, we are not getting that much press and voicing our concerns. So that was a big applaud to everyone that came today, because we did travel from the West Coast to come with a friendly rally. But also in mind, we were happy with the turnout that we had, considering, it was decided sort of a last-minute thing. And we felt that, the people that was there showed just as much as concern. And you had even some, I guess, of the people coming in that was attending the conference stopped and spoke with us, and we had good chats with several of them. And, it's just putting awareness out there that the decision from the minister, we are not in accept of the decision for, like, as Marilyn stated, for many reasons. So, it was heart still today. We were chanting also Newfoundland songs. When you think about the traditions and our ways of life here in Newfoundland, we are very friendly, warming people, and that goes all across the province. And when you have the government to come and, promote tourism here And, we feel, all across the province, especially on Port, it's going to be a devastation to the viewscape and also, traditions and ways of life of people, because right now on the peninsula we have 4,000 around the peninsula, and we have this mega project coming in the center. So you have everyone down below this project, like Marilyn stated, 1 kilometer. So, we just got back from back in March. We had a devastation, as you heard, of Cape St. George, flood washouts and road washouts. And, we have a great concern because the same day that the minister announced his decision about greenlighting this project, they had some clips showing our culverts bobbing up and down in the air and the background, and, the concerns of the roads, I think that was asked in that interview. And it's just more than the roads. It's too much risk involved. We can go on and on.
Yeah, and it's question for each of you. Got about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes, so I will try and be quick. If you guys can't do that, would be appreciated. First to you, Marilyn. Are you against any development, or is it the type of development? And I asked that having talked to an academic who was very was in line with you both in opposing the project, saying you have to look at more local area-focused developments. What's your take on that? No development at all, or it's the type of development that's important?
I'm not anti-development. I am a community leader. I've been a community leader for my area for 10 plus years. And we have CEMEX materials right next door, Lower Cove. They're a limestone quarry, and we're exposed to, dust on a regular basis. It's 24/7. It's noise. To have another project this scale where, there's no data on it, and they want to put it a kilometer away and they're going to use 6 million pounds of explosives on our mountaintop, Tim, to put the basis for these turbines that are made of cement. And they're going to use ammonium nitrate. That's the explosives they're going to be using. So this is going to trickle into our water, into our ground. Everything is going to be contaminated. So I'm not anti-development. I'm anti-destroying the environment, destroying our homes, destroying our health, putting everything at risk. The birds, the wildlife, you name it. Our berry picking grounds, our walking trails. This is our home. And our properties will go down in value. Our roads are deplorable. It's going to be worse. We only have one way in, one way out. There's no emergency plan in place.
Okay.
They don't have enough, emergency services in Stephenville to cover anything of this scale. And, this is just a wrong place for it.
Nadine, last question to you. It looks like, despite the tenacity of both of you and many in your group, that this is a bit of an uphill battle to slow this or to stop this, particularly given the approval. What do you do now to maybe get a change of decision, find some of those 60 conditions are not being met? Where do you go from here, Nadine?
Well, Tim, we had asked the federal government for an appeal for federal environment, and they felt for the assessment, and the provincial, as well. We don't feel that there's enough, assessment with both the provincial and the federal for a project this size and first of its kind. As now, the EPC is appealing the minister's decision. We are writing a letter for an appeal, and we feel that there's a lot of grievances that we are going to be suffering because of this project, and we would like to have the government come to Port, the officials, and meet with the people. We asked for a public hearing board, and never was refused. And so we would like to have that, get the government come and speak with us.
All right. Well, I appreciate you making time for us today, and we'll keep following this story. Marilyn Rowe, Nadine TALLACK, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Tim, we appreciate it. Thanks, boy. Have a good day.
Have a good day.
You too. You're welcome.